So how you like these 1:30 games? I know they're rare, but
I don't mind it. I mean, you see it on the schedule, so you have a chance to prepare for it. So I don't mind it. I think just want to win. I don't care if we played it 3:30 in the morning. If we win, you're good with it. You just want to win the game.
Devin, obviously his numbers are far as average. What do you see maybe within how he's functioning within the offense that's maybe led to that, or just his overall play on the offensive end has led to him having even greater numbers?
I mean, I think it's just a byproduct of, or combination of where we are. You know, he's certainly has the ability to do it. The injuries have led to him probably being pushed a bit more than, we planned. And that's something that I've been thinking about, just pulling it back a little bit, but we're trying to win games. But, I think the training that he does allows for him to, be prepared for those types of moments, for sure. But we've needed it. There's been a few games we've chased this year where he and Mikhail have been in the 40s, and to do that this early in the season, I don't think it's something we want to make a consistent thing. But we all get competitive, and you're trying to win the game, so you're just kind of caught, just trying to balance it out. But we certainly have needed everything that he's been able to produce.
When you look at this, and it's difficult to follow up on that, you talk about Chris wanting to be on the floor to his competitive, and Devin is the same way. So how do you try to simmer it just a little bit in the minute part, knowing that
He's just
wants to play the whole second half?
Yeah, he's a nut. I mean, he's just competitive and always wanting to be out there. But we've been together now 4 years. He knows when I take him out, it's either part of the rotation, or I'm just trying to manage him and manage the game. But I don't want guys who don't want to be out there. That's the thing that I'm always aware of. I've coached guys who sprinted out of the game before, and that's not what you want. You want guys who want to be on the floor, so I don't mind it.
Coach, when you look at the last handful of crunch time games that you guys have had, obviously last year you guys were really good in those situations.
Sure.
This year it's a little bit different. Or you can being in situations that might not have been in.
Sure.
How valuable a learning experience is it?
It's great. We talked about it yesterday, and certain things in the meat of the game put you in those situations. That's been what we've talked about more than anything, is trying to cut down on the my bads that lead to you being in a game, a close game that you probably didn't need to be in. But when you end up in those situations, you try to learn from it. And I sat with Cam yesterday and just talked to him and walked through a few situations on how you got to let plays develop, especially in end of game situations, because teams are trying to take away primary and secondary options. Sometimes it's, tertiary option. That's the only thing you got, and he's not been in those moments with us outside of playoffs versus the Clippers when Chris was out. That's not a lot, even though it was a high level moment, but it's typically Chris out there in those situations. So I think it's great for all of us, because it teaches me how to use him better and Torrey better in those situations. So I'm hopeful that it'll pay off for us as we progress.
You mentioned cutting down on kind of the game mistakes that
Yeah.
in those scenarios. Was there anything you noticed as far as kind of the first quarter defense and coming out with that right?
I mean, you can point to a number of things. Yesterday we just talked about game plan discipline being at the highest level when you're playing against any NBA team. But the last 6 games, our first quarter defense has not been where it needs to be. And we looked at it, talked about it, and the guys understand it. They know that when we bring stuff to the meetings or to the table, they know it's, you know, something that's going to help us get better. Yeah, I mean, Kevin has the scout today, and the thing that you have to be able to do is guard their first and second options, and then it typically leads to Randall and Brunson playing in some sort of isolation situation. And so just having discipline to keep those 2 guys off the line, because Brunson can get you up in the air after a hard move. Randall seeks contact, and so you have to be able to play hands out, hands back basketball against him. And when you have 2 players like that, keeping them off the free throw line for us, allows us to play faster. We're not playing against the set defense from a free throw situation. So that's a big deal. And then they have guys that can crash, Hartenstein and Sims, and those guys just take up a lot of space. And you got another 7-footer who's athletic just sitting in the cooker who could play today. So it's like you really have to, if you end up in a switching situation and you have a small on big, you got to fight like heck to keep those guys off the glass.
You guys have given up a lot of points in this. A lot of that has to do with opponents making a lot of free shots, especially above the break. Is that how you guys are playing defense, or is that just, goes with the
Probably just a combination of things. I mean, if you're going to give up a 3, that's the one you want to give up. But we've given up 3s on breakdowns. That's the ones that you struggle with. You don't switch the right way and somebody ends up open, or there's a breakdown on the ball, dribble penetration, and they kick it to a wide open guy. The ones that happen off of the dribble, those are the ones if you watch the Portland Utah game last night, the last 3 that Clarkson hit, like, what are you going to do? Guys are playing great defense. So many of these guys today, they're so much better than 6-7 years ago shooting 3s off the dribble. 5, 6, 7 years ago, it was just like Dame, Steph. That was it, who could make those shots. Now it's like the whole league can do it. And if you give those 3s up without fouling, some of those you have to live with.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you.